If you have any questions, let me know in the members talk area. Algo, also can't really say much, no much updates. Diving inside this big demand zone, as you see here, previously a support, also a demand, and round number 0.1. If you go to daily time frame, that's it. We broke below the support, we rejected it, and we are currently trading lower. I was waiting for the boost to take over by breaking above this high. It didn't happen. Let's delete it. And then we had this high. We didn't break above it, so nothing to mention so far. From a short-term perspective, I have my alert as you see here, right there. So this is the last minor high. So if you break it upward, we'll be expecting a short-term bullish movement. But then for the boost to remain in control, I would like to see a break above the 0.2 and this trend line right there, because we can still trade higher, reject this area, and then trade lower again. Okay, that's for Algo. Cheers. On Sushi, very similar scenario around the lower bound of this big range. And that's it, around the demand zone from weekly, lower bound of the range from daily, looking for bar setups, and that's it. Round number 1, waiting for a break above the 1, and that's my alert right there, above this high. Okay, it would be like an inverse head and shoulders pattern, right? So if we break it higher, we'll be expecting a bullish movement. That's it. If you have any questions or specific altcoin, let me know in the comment section. Okay, on Ape, can't really say much. We have a demand zone here, round number 1, 2.5. If you go to daily, we rejected the 2.5, traded higher, while still bearish trading inside this big channel in orange. For the bulls to take over from a long-term perspective, I would like to see a break above the 4.5 and above this area. In this case, we'll be expecting a shift in momentum from bearish to bullish because we are currently forming lower lows and lower highs. So I would like to see a break above this channel, above the last major high, which would be here around 4.5, 4.6. Meanwhile, this is just an impulse movement to push price lower, just like previously here and here, especially that we broke below this low. So we might go a little bit higher and then push it downward. That's why I would like to see this break to prove to us that the buyers are strong enough to break above the zone. If you go to H4, can't really say much. As mentioned, we are currently in a correction after this impulse. If we break it downward, expect further bearish movements, or I would like to see a break above the 4.6 for the bulls to take over from a long-term perspective. On Link, we have a resistance here, turn support, around 5 round number, a very strong one, and also a big range, very similar to Sushi, the one that we saw, and now approaching the lower band of this range. That's why we are looking for buy setups. If you zoom into H4 time frame, that's it. And let me update or draw another zone right there. For the bulls to take over, I would like to see a break above this high. Meanwhile, we are bearish and we can still trade lower, form a new high, and then break it upwards. On Doge, a demand zone, if you want, that's it. That's a new demand, fresh one, a new demand zone from weekly time frame. And anyway, we can see it better from daily. So that's our demand. That's it. And let's go and draw it as a level around 0.6. And you are currently around the support zone right there, around 0.07. So 0.07 and 0.06. Let's go for green for this one. That's it. We are currently here around support, looking for buy setups. As you see, multiple rejections from it previously. And if you want, you can make an offset for it like this. Okay. If you break it down, we'll be expecting further bearish movement till this demand zone. And if you break it down, I'll be looking for buy setups here. For now, around the support, we are looking for buy setups already. For the bullish to take over, I would like to see a break above this last high, as you clearly see around 0.08. In this case, we'll be expecting further bullish movement. Of course, you can also zoom into lower time frames and look for a short-term buy setup. For example, that's our last high. Okay, Mark, hello Mark, Crypto Cat, hope you're doing good, guys. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments or in the members talk area. I would be happy to. Hello Mark, of course, we'll go over Solana in a bit. Talent vision, happy that you are happy. Yeah, exactly. The approach is very simple. Everyone can apply it. You just need to you just need to be patient, especially when a coin or token is getting like more attractive, cheaper around the demand. So don't ever like just buy blindly because it's cheap or because it's around a very strong support. Okay, always wait for extra confirmation. Wait for the bulls to take over first, which is by breaking above the last major high. Joseph, hope you're doing good. We went over Galatasaray as usual, so whenever you can watch the recording. But long story short, we are bullish now because we broke above the last major high that we had from daily, and now every retest bearish movement would be a correction, and you can look for buy setups on the retest of it. Let's check Solana, add it to, here we go. If you want me to go for any other altcoin, let me know, and I would be happy to do it as well. For now, let's go over Solana. Let's take a sip. Cheers. This one isn't looking good, as you clearly see. Already around around where it was like 1 or 2 years ago, around round number 10, which is a strong one. If broken downward, we still have the round number 5. If broken downward, it wouldn't be good. Expect a movement to the 1 or 2. For now, I don't like how we broke below this low. And we are currently around the 10. We haven't really break below the 10 yet. It's just wicks and small candles. If we see a big candle like this from H4, then expect the 10 to be to be breached, and expect further bearish movement till around the 5. Okay, that's why you see my alert right there. Also have two alerts here for the bulls to take over from a short-term perspective by breaking above these highs and next above this high. So let me very short-term like high and then a short-term high, and then we'll be expecting a bullish movement from here till inside this zone back. This is a minor resistance now, previously as support, as we already know from H4. And if you remember that previously we were here, and like I said, that if we break this one downward, expect further bearish movement till the 10, and if we break this one upward, expect a movement till the 20. And if you want, anyway, I already also have it. I guess it's somewhere here. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So for the bears to take over, we need to see a break below this one. In this case, a movement till the 10. Where is it? Or would be expected? I'm not really sure where is it, but the 10 is right there, and the 20 is right there. Okay. So unfortunately, we had the break. We traded lower. We are currently here. So that's it. If you want a specific altcoin, please let me know. I would be happy to do it. Meanwhile, let's move forward. Next, we've got Mask. On Mask, we are approaching a support zone, previously a resistance, now a support, and you are approaching the support again around 2. If we break the 2 downwards, expect a movement to the 1.5, 1.25 around this support zone, and also a demand area. For now, let's take it step by step around this area, looking for buy setups. For the bulls to take over, we need to see a break above this last major high. I also, like on my personal charts, I have this channel, okay, and I have an alert right there as well, okay. So for the bulls to take over, we need to see this. In this case, a movement higher would be expected. Meanwhile, we can dive inside the zone before trading higher or even break it downward and then expect further bearish movements. Near, also very similar analysis around this demand zone, round number 1, which is a massive round number. That's why I have already my alert right there. For the bulls to take over from a long-term perspective, I would like to see a break above the 1.9, the last high, trend line, and so on. If you go lower from a short-term perspective, this is the last major high from H4. I would like to see a break above it. We'll be expecting a short-term bullish movement. And then if we break above the 1.9, expect this big bullish movement. MKR, a very, very similar analysis. $500 is a massive round number indeed. Also the lower bound of this demand, and we are currently approaching this 500. If you break it downward, a movement to the 350 would be expected. For now, for the bulls to take over from a long-term perspective, I would like to see a break above this high. Meanwhile, from a medium-term or short-term perspective, this is the high that I'm looking at. Of course, until the buyers take over, we are bearish and we can still trade lower and lower.